At 67, Mrs. Helen was ready to give up. Arthritis in her hands, failing memory, zero energy, until a doctor's visit revealed something shocking in her blood tests. One specific functional supplement completely changed her life in just 8 weeks. But here's what nobody tells you about functional supplements. 73% of women over 50 are taking the wrong ones because they don't know their real deficiencies. Stay until the end because I'm going to reveal exactly how Helen discovered what her body needed and why science proves this approach can revolutionize your health too. The invisible reality. Mrs. Helen's story began like millions of American women. After 50, something changes silently in our bodies. Studies from Harvard Medical School reveal that after menopause, we lose up to 20% of our bone density in just 5 years. Our collagen production decreases by 1% annually, while magnesium levels, essential for over 300 bodily functions, drop dramatically. But here's what few people know. Our digestive system also loses 40% of its ability to absorb nutrients after age 50. It's like our body is a sponge that gradually loses its ability to retain water. Helen felt this literally on her skin. Her hands ached when holding a coffee cup. Her energy crashed at 2 p.m., and she began forgetting the names of loved ones. For years, she tried different supplements she saw on TV or that friends recommended. She spent hundreds of dollars on vitamins that promised miracles, but nothing worked. She was about to give up when she finally decided to seek professional medical help. The consultation that changed everything. It was during a routine consultation that everything began to make sense. Dr. Martinez, a physician specialized in functional medicine, looked at Helen and said something she had never heard. Before taking any supplement, we need to know exactly what your body needs. He ordered a complete battery of blood tests, not just the basic checkup, but specific tests for vitamins, minerals, inflammatory markers, and hormones. Here's an alarming fact. 89% of American women over 50 have at least one significant nutritional deficiency, but only 23% know it. Most doctors don't order detailed enough tests to identify these deficiencies. Helen was about to discover that her frustration with supplements wasn't because they didn't work. It was because she was taking the wrong ones for her specific needs. The correct information was just one blood test away. The test results revelation. A week later, the results arrived and were shocking. Helen was severely deficient in vitamin D, only 12 nanograms per milliliter when the ideal is above 30. Her magnesium levels were critically low, and her inflammatory markers were through the roof. But what surprised her most was discovering that her vitamin B12 was at borderline levels, perfectly explaining the memory problems she attributed to age. Dr. Martinez explained something fundamental. Each person has a unique nutritional profile, especially after 50. Taking generic supplements is like shooting in the dark. He showed Helen how her symptoms were directly connected to her specific deficiencies. The arthritis in her hands was related to chronic inflammation and lack of vitamin D. The 2 p.m. fatigue was caused by magnesium deficiency. The memory lapses, insufficient vitamin B12. For the first time, Helen understood that her body was asking for help in a very specific way. She just needed to learn to listen through the right tests. The personalized scientific formulation. Based on the test results, Dr. Martinez prescribed a specific functional supplement that contained exactly what Helen needed. Vitamin D3 with K2 for optimal absorption, magnesium glycinate, the most absorbable form, curcumin with piperine to combat inflammation, and sublingual vitamin B12 to bypass the digestive system. But here's what made all the difference. It wasn't just the ingredients, but the specific dosages based on Helen's blood levels. Studies from the Journal of Functional Foods show that supplementation based on blood tests is 340% more effective than generic supplementation. The reason is simple. When you know exactly what's missing, you can correct it with surgical precision. Helen began taking the supplement exactly as prescribed, for the first time trusting that she was giving her body what it really needed, not what she thought it needed. The importance of correct information. Here's a truth that can save your health and money. Correct information is the difference between success and disaster in health. Helen had spent over $2,000 on random supplements over 3 years with no results. Why? because she followed advice from friends, TV ads, and generic internet articles. The supplement industry moves $50 billion annually in the US, but studies show that 67% of people take supplements inadequate for their needs. This isn't just ineffective, it can be dangerous. Excess iron can cause heart problems. Too much vitamin A can be toxic. Calcium without magnesium can cause kidney stones. Helen learned that when it comes to health, quality information isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. If you've made it this far, it's because you care about your health. Consider subscribing to our channel to receive more science-based content, and leave a comment telling us, have you ever had complete tests to know your nutritional deficiencies? Your answer could inspire other women to take the same action that changed Helen's life. The monitored transformation. 3 months later, Helen returned to Dr. Martinez for new tests. The results were extraordinary. Her vitamin D had risen from 12 nanograms per milliliter to 42 nanograms per milliliter, optimal level. Inflammatory markers dropped by 58%. Her B12 was finally at ideal levels. But the most impressive thing was how she felt. Morning stiffness had disappeared. Afternoon energy had returned. She remembered names, addresses, and entire conversations. Her doctor was so impressed that he began recommending the same protocol to other patients. And here's a fact that will surprise you. Studies show that women who supplement based on blood tests have 67% less chance of developing severe osteoporosis and 43% less risk of fractures after 65. Helen didn't just improve her quality of life. She invested in her longevity. She transformed science into real results, proving that age is just a number when you give your body what it really needs. The most valuable lesson. Helen's transformation teaches us something fundamental. Your health deserves the same precision you would use to fix a car. You wouldn't put motor oil randomly. You would check what type your car needs. Why would it be different with your body? Researchers at Mayo Clinic discovered that women who maintain optimal levels of essential nutrients have a healthy life expectancy 12 years longer than those with nutritional deficiencies. But here's what nobody tells you, no matter how healthy your diet is. It's almost impossible to get all necessary nutrients from food alone. Depleted soil, processed foods, and our changing digestive system make supplementation not just useful, but necessary. The difference is doing it with intelligence, not hope. Helen discovered this in the most beautiful way possible. At 67, she feels better than she did at 57. She didn't find the fountain of youth. She found the fountain of correct information. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had complete tests to know your nutritional deficiencies? Or are you still taking supplements in the dark? Leave a comment sharing your experience or telling us what your biggest health challenge is. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, especially someone who's taking supplements without knowing if they need them, share this video. You could be saving a loved one's health and money. And if this content opened your eyes to the importance of correct information in health, leave a like so more women can find this information on YouTube. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end. Your presence here means a lot to me and to our channel. If you want to continue receiving science-based content about health and wellness for women over 50, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Together, we can prove that the best years of our lives can begin after 50, but only if we have the right information to make the right decisions.